Hello everyone and welcome to Oshinoko Season 2 Episode 5. What happened last time? Last time I remember we sort of made up with Abiko and she helped write the script, but she didn't write the whole script. She actually just helped Goa like basically adjust the script, and they did it from scratch, and they realized that the well, like, after that, people realized, oh no, this script is really good, but relies a lot on us being great actors. If we're not great actors, this script will not be good. So, so now the actors are gonna have to put their all into it, and at the same time, our boy Aqua has to do some emotional acting, which he's not super used to, and in trying to do some like memory recall techniques, he ended up spiraling a little bit, and Akane, I think, figured out everything, like that his mother is I. Like, I think she straight up like deduced it. So I'm really excited to jump into this episode. I've been enjoying this season a lot so far, and I can't wait to watch more. So let's jump into episode 5. Make sure to support the video if you can. Liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff helps me out. I'm a small channel, so please make sure to continue doing that, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reactions as well as early access and exclusive videos. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into Season 2, Episode 5 of Oshinoko. Damn. Full cooking mode. Damn. It's quite the meal. Oh, cool. That's a good way to make him eat. She's so sweet, man. Damn. That's fair enough. Yeah, you must be special, Akane. Well, also, this also may be bad. It could also mean he doesn't want to show it to Kana because he feels more embarrassed showing it to her. Yeah. Drawing on past experiences is not the only way to act. So I'm sure he could find something. That's a good reason. I love how much she pouts. That is his goal. Jeez. Oh my god. Oh. Jesus Christ. I like how his star kind of faded a little bit. Like it was absorbed by her eyes. She's so supportive. Uh-huh. So what are his duties there? Is he gonna help her like practice? Or at least improve his own acting. If he improves his own acting, then she'll get better. Damn. You think you can do that, Gatanda? Looking at his own acting. The way Ruby approached him. You would have gone to Gatanda's house. Yeah, that's probably what you should have done in the first place. Just text him and ask.
いつも遅くまで帰ってこない。答えは一つやろ。わかんない。お兄ちゃんは何
Come
を
on,
してるの？
Ruby.
エッチなことやる。エッチなこと？だから邪魔したらあかんって。でも毎晩だよ。ここ数日。
He can't possibly be that horny.
高校生の子相手にそんな軽はずみに子供ができるような真似しない。
Well, they might be using protection.
心の底から軽蔑する。
Jeez, man.
ルビ
Everyone's dark sides are coming out this
ー、
episode.
私はちょっとトイレお借りしてもいいですか？
ああ、案内するよ。
Damn, man. I love the way they draw eyes in this show. Every character's eyes are so interesting.
手持ち？
あ、いいよ。そういうのじゃなくて。
Hello,
じゃあ
Kenma.
役者の子？キャノファとか笑う。あそこ結構友達多いんだよね。
Oh my god, just jumping out the
上
window.
のクレハとか。じゃあせっかくだし今度みんなで遊ぼうよ。
Damn, man, this guy's shooting a shot. Give her a chance to say no. Don't corner her like that.
鴨志田さん、急いで。次の機会にね。
That guy doesn't seem like a terrible guy, but you know, don't just take out your thing and go, here, add me.
嘘だし。
Oh,
あれ、アクアの妹の友達。出したらまずいでしょ。
wow, Melt.
それ。プロって。ろくに演技もできねえやつが俺にプロ語るとか笑
Ah,
う。
but he's trying.
チャラチャラモデルやりながら片手間にドラマやって。
Like he's taking it very seriously now.
お前が作品の質を落としてんだけど。
He does realize that.
してくんの一番ダセえのよ。
He's not lecturing you about acting skills, though.
聞く耳持つけどさ。あいつとやった時からずっと。
Oh, I really like him.
お兄ちゃんの友達って言うから LINE 交換したんだけど、みんなでご飯行こう。
Oh my gosh.
その前提で言うんだけど、女の連絡先をガツガツ聞いてくる人
She's got a good radar. Good. Good job, Kana. Defend Ruby.
いつもの眠そうな目が私の時だけ異様にキッとしてるでしょ。かなちゃんが自分のこと特別な存在だとか思い上がってるからそう感じるだけじゃない。過去の栄光にみっともなくしがみついて今の自分を磨く努力はしてるの？
I like Kana angrily chewing.
おやおや、
That's a nice touch.
大嫌いで大嫌いでしょうがないからそういうこと言う。
There's so much tension in this
黒川
room.
あかねちゃん、
何その本。
ちょっとね、小耳に挟んじゃったのね。
The way her voice went up.
役者と名高い黒川あかねがやめて、なんでそんなの持ってるの？まあ初めてやった舞台のインタビューがあるって聞いて、当時のバックナンバー通販で買ってみたらね。
Kana went through all this just to embarrass Akane.
憧れの人って私？
Oh
私に憧れてる人なの？好きならそう言ってくれたらいいのに。ごめんね。私はあなたのこと全然好き。
Come on, Kana.
誰が教えたの？ララライの誰かでしょ。
すまん。
I like how he just owns up to it. I like Himikawa.
知ってたけど。
心の気持ちを持って児童劇団に入った。でも実物見たら態度が大きくて失礼で人のことこんな風に。
I liked her before I knew her.
ちょっとスタッフさん、稽古場にファンが待ってるんですけど。
That's a good joke.
私は演者なんだけど。
根が真面目なお前じゃ煽り合いで有馬に勝てない。
ピーマン体操が代表作のくせに。
意外とダメージ入ったな。すみません、これはこっちで
Yeah.
引き取るので。
Good job.
悪いのは口じゃなくて性格だよ。昔はもっとひどかったんだから。
You really spur it on though,
この
Akane.
頃の有馬と共演したことあるし。
なら味方してよ。終わってたでしょ。
Then take my
い
side.
や、そういえば殺してやろうと思ってたわ。
でしょ。
仮にも同じ事務所のアクアの彼女なんだしさ、うまく。
ビジネス上のね。役柄に対するアプローチもいい演技っていうものの考え方も違
You
う。
disagree on a lot.
私が正しい、あなたは違う。
Well, yeah, she's got a very refined acting style.
本当にムカつく。天才子役も
And yours is very
毎日
emotive,
成長しすぎた
Kana.
らただの一般人っていう。でも安心して。私はあの子に演技で
I like some of the animation here.
演技というものに執着が強い。本番の仕上がり次第ってところだろうけど、今回は有馬が勝つ。
Damn. That's a bold statement. Ah, because she's got me. Okay, I see why he said that statement then. God damn. Come on, Melt, I believe in you. Aww, they both want to improve, so. Whoa. Holy shit. Oh, that's awesome. Did we jump ahead to the play? Is it opening day? Makes sense. That's cute. He's a sweet guy. Over Zoom, I guess. Oh, she's so excited. Yay! I missed Yuki. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Let's see how it turned out. Yeah, oh god. Panic attacks on stage. It's nice in its own way. These two. She's saying it in a creepy way, but it's still nice. Oh god, man. It's such a destructive way to do it. Oh my god, that's such a cool animation. Oh my god, next episode's the play! That's crazy. Alright, that was episode 5 of Oshinoko Season 2, and that means next week we have the play by the looks of it, unless they do like more flashbacks or whatever. But I feel like next week we start the play. Maybe it'll be like 2 episodes of play or something, I don't know. But it could just be 1 episode, I don't know. But it's very exciting because it's been working towards this, and I guess I kind of expected there was going to be a lot more rehearsal, but it makes sense that the play is just starting now, because I mean there's only so much rehearsal you can do, I guess. So I am happy about this. Yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff that was happening in this episode. I love Melt. I think Melt is such a cool character because he really is taking this seriously, and it's such a shame when there's like a character that like he cares so much about it and he is trying so hard, but he's so much further behind everyone else just because he isn't an actor. Like he's very new to this, and so being so new to it and having like I think it doesn't help that beforehand, especially on the TV drama that he was in, like he was a bad actor that also sort of had the confidence of a model, and so it made him come off as like a douchebag. And when that happens, it's kind of difficult to then, you know, go on to your next project and have anyone respect you, because it's like you are a douchebag who doesn't even have the talent to back it up. So like, why are any of us going to be on your side? When now he's not being a douchebag anymore, he's actually being very respectful and hardworking, and he's asking for help from a lot of people, and he's like protecting the production in the best ways that he can. You know, he's doing all the right things now. It's purely that he's behind in experience, which is like that's not something you can just make up for, you know, just like that. But, you know, he's been working very hard. I'm sure, you know, he's done a lot of practice with Kana and stuff. I really liked that moment where he went up to Kana and said, like, hey, can we go and rehearse together? And she says, like, I was about to ask you the same thing. I really love that because I think that's respectful from Kana. I think Kana, like, probably respects that Melt is putting in this work and sees that. And I think he's only going to get better because of working with Kana. And also, like, it just, I think, means, like, she doesn't seem to have been disparaging him and his abilities much. So, like, I really enjoy that. I like seeing a character like that is, you know, improving himself and working hard and, like, doesn't just stick to his old ways. I love character development like that. And then in this episode, we had more of the Kana and Akane beef, which is, you know, getting more and more brutal as it goes on. But it makes sense. It is very much like a real beef, I feel like, that I've seen, because these characters, it makes sense in that, like, Kana tends to be like the spark, but Akane is all gasoline. Like, if either of them were better, this wouldn't happen. Like, better in terms of if they weren't so immature. Because you can be like, okay, well, Kana's clearly the immature one, while Akane is the frustrated, mature person. But Akane is just as immature. Maybe not just as immature, but at least almost as immature. Because she provokes her back and gets so frustrated and, like, it's basically like Kana will walk into a room, she'll make a snide comment. I think a big part of it is, like, Kana will walk in and she'll make a sort of her sarcastic comment. Like, she's sarcastic kind of to everyone, you know? So she'll make a sarcastic comment. Akane is one of the only people who doesn't take that bullshit, and so she will call her out on that. And then those two can't help but go back and forth. Where, like, if she goes in and makes a sarcastic comment to Melt's just gonna take it, you know? He's gonna take it in stride. Or Aqua, he's not gonna reply to it at all, you know? But Akane will actually call her out on it, and then Kana will press further out of defensiveness, and then Akane will dig deeper, and they'll just go back and forth and back and forth. Where I feel like it's obviously both of their faults. Like, you could choose the side of, like, oh, Kana is better because blah, 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 or Akane is better because blah, blah, blah. But they're both, they both could improve this a lot. Like, if Akane just treated Kana like everyone else, in that, like, she basically killed them with kindness, then Kana wouldn't have a leg to stand on, and she might be frustrated, but they wouldn't have such a heavy beef. And in fact, Akane might end up looking superior because of that, because if she, like, just made herself, like, basically, you know, took a high horse, but she doesn't do that because she can't help but bite back, essentially. And she tries to act, you know, high and mighty, but she can't possibly do it because Kana is one of the sort of people who she'll pull you down to the mud so that you'll be wrestling in it, you know? You can't help but go down to her level. And I say this as someone who I adore both Kana and Akane. They're such great characters, and I really, really love them both. I like that, you know, we got to see in the first half of this episode, especially, like, just how supportive Akane is. Like, she's ride or die. She will be behind you no matter what. Even once he says to her, like, what if I was in this to murder someone? What would you think about that? And she looks at him and goes, okay, sure, I'm in that. And I like that because it has that scene of, like, Aqua looking at her and getting those, like, deep black star eyes, right? And saying, like, I'm in this to kill someone. And when Akane responds that she'd help him kill, like, her eyes turn into, like, a void, and then his eyes slowly fade out. It's very much like her eyes are a black hole that's sucking in his essence. Whereas, like, he says that, and he generally sees people's shocked faces or people's fear as they recede from him when he says something like that. But for her, when she matches his energy, it terrifies him. I think that's really cool. She's like, oh no, this woman is insane as well. That's not good. I it reminds me of a joke in Jake and Amir. There's a web series called Jake and Amir by College Humor, and there's one. I think it's I think the episode might be called Girls. It's an episode where they're in a bar, and Jake is who's like, you know, he's trying to be a player and trying to pick up girls in a bar and stuff, and he's leaning against the bar, and he jokes to this girl next to him and says like, babe, you should read my diary. Every day it reads like a fucking suicide note. Like, you know, acting like an edgy kind of whatever. And then she turns to him and like goes, me too. And he goes, geez, I'm engaged, sweetheart. And just like points to his ring. Like, just that creeped him out. So it's like, there's this sort of double standard of like, hey, I'm acting crazy because it might be hot, you know? But then if you match my energy and you're also crazy, no, I'm out. And I've like, that is what this reminded me of in this, where it's like Aqua turns to her and it's almost like he's trying to like create distance between them by like letting out his deep dark side. But then he sees that, oh, she's also got this deep dark side. And I mean, I don't think he's turned off by it. I think he's realizing that like you can't repel this woman. Like it's like she actually fully accepts him. So he doesn't need to go into those depths to try to hold her at arm's length, because it's not going to work. So he's just going to be himself instead. But yeah, I also think they were in this episode like showing off they were talking about the different acting styles between Kana and Akane. The way I see it is like Akane is very by the book and Kana is very instinct driven. And I've seen a lot of actors who are a lot of both of these ways, you know. I don't know where I sit on that in terms of my acting when I do act. Where I've studied, I think I'm closer to instinct acting, because I did study, like the way I think about it with Akane is she would do like certain, you know, acting techniques and stuff. I can't remember all of their names. Mostly what I remember is Stanislavski right now. But there's like many different styles of acting and scholars that you can study in ways that you go through it, right? And Akane is very like, she will take a character and she will study them and go deep into them and understand everything about them, you know, where she fully embodies that character. And it's like she is Akane and then she becomes someone else. Kana, I feel like she will influence her own emotions to make them emulate that character, which are very different things, I think. It's like there's a difference between embodying a character to make you feel and think like them, and changing yourself in such a way that your emotions seem like the emotions of this person. And the main difference there, I think, is Kana's way would be more like that you would see more of Kana's personality coming through hers, which is not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're a bad actor. Disappearing into a role, people really love when actors can like disappear into roles, right? And there are some actors out there, and I mean, you know, you guys know the ones that it's like people are like, oh my god, this person, like when they are acting, it's like they, you know, they completely disappear. I forget that it's them, and that's great and all. But it doesn't mean you need to do that to be a good actor. You putting your own personality into a role and letting that influence the character is also amazing. And it can create, what it can do is it can make the character something that no one else would have been able to come up with. And that's really special as well. Because if you look at someone who doesn't necessarily disappear into their roles, but is still a good actor, let's look at someone like Robert Downey Jr. Even though, I mean, maybe this is a bad time to do Robert Downey Jr. examples, because some people are kind of pissed that he was revealed as Doom. But I think a lot of people can agree. A lot of people were pissed because they know he's a good actor, right? And for the record, I don't care whether he's Doctor Doom or not. I don't think it's. I haven't seen the movie. I will wait until the movie to judge whether or not I like that decision. But like, if you look at someone like Robert Downey Jr., people always say, like, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Like, he is Tony Stark. And so, when we see Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, we're like, this is just him. But we also love it. And it also feels like Tony Stark. Because he's adding his personality to this character in such an incredible way that it makes the character someone that nobody else could play. Like, it's hard to imagine someone else... Like, if Robert Downey Jr. had been fired or had died and they had to recast Tony Stark, it's hard to imagine anyone else who could capture the same character. Like, I don't think anyone could, right? But if you were to have someone who really can sort of disappear into a role, they might be able to disappear into that role, play a character, and then if something happens to them, you could have another actor who also disappears into roles who might be able to take up that mantle, you know, because it wasn't as much of that original actor's personality in the role. It means neither of those acting styles are more or less impressive. And I don't really like when people talk about actors and talk about how, oh, they only play these types of characters, therefore, you know, they're not as good as this other actor who's got this great range. Range is an aspect of acting, but it is not the true denoter of quality. Acting is purely the character that you were given. What do you do with that? That's what matters with acting. And if you only choose particular roles that you can do, but you fucking blow them away, that's amazing. And that's incredible acting in my eyes. So I think Akane is very traditional. And her acting style, like, she would really, really disappear into roles. And she can do stuff with great research and really go deep. But Kana has been doing this for a long time. I mean, obviously Akane has as well, but Kana's been doing this for a long time, and she has an instinct for it, and she feeds off of people's energy. And when she does, she can do like these bombastic, incredible performances, where if I was watching this and you were like, which actor would I prefer out of Akane's acting type and Kana's acting type? Based on what I've seen in this show so far, I think Kana is more my sort of actor, because I do like people who put a lot of their personality into stuff. And I think I would really enjoy Kana's acting. But also, Kana's more of a film actor and Akane is more of a theater actor. And I tend to prefer film actor type acting. So that might be part of the reason as well. But also, like, the types of characters Kana plays are the types of characters that I like more anyway. So yeah, regardless, I think it's really interesting that they're like comparing these two types of actors, because it is really interesting, and I've seen lots of these types of actors everywhere. But, you know, in good news, I don't think I've ever seen any acting teacher or anything disparage, like that I've had, disparage one way or another, or even go too in depth with one way or the other. It's just like everyone is just acting, and we're all on the same playing field. And I've never had a teacher go like, oh, you're acting too much on instinct, or oh, you're thinking too much in the books of it, or whatever. Like, it's that people tend to accept all types of acting, and it's fine. Also, there's that fear that Gitanda had at the end there of like, if Aqua has a panic attack on stage, this is fucked, you know? And it's a very real possibility. I've never had a panic attack on stage or anything. I don't think I've ever had a major panic on stage. I had a bit of a panic in an audition for a movie that I did once. And it was one of the like biggest sort of auditions that I did, because it was like for an actual movie. It was for the lead role in an actual movie, and it was callbacks. So I was pretty late in the process, you know. And that's the worst audition I've ever done in my life. I did fucking terribly. I was underprepared. I thought I was prepared, but I was underprepared. And I screwed it up, and while it was going on, I was panicking, and I know that was like, the people in the room would have noticed that I was panicking. So, So I've had it happen, and it's not a good feeling. I've also like forgotten lines on stage and stuff, and had like those moments of panic. I remember one big one was I was in my drama class. I was quite young at this time, you know. I don't know. I would have been like 12 or 13 years old or something. But I was like we were doing a hospital scene or whatever. And I was playing some sort of husband or whatever for something. And my line, I think, is my line at some point was like, so the best thing I could do for her is, and then the nurse that I was talking to would go, is for you to leave. And that was the end of the scene, sort of like, right? Now, I forgot that line. So we were doing the scene, going back and forth, and the girl I was acting with, I think she was a little bit older than me, tiny bit more experienced, definitely a better actor than me, absolutely. And we were going back and forth, and then I got up to that line, and I froze up, and I went, oh shit, I don't know the line. And I think she saw it in my eyes that I didn't know the line, and she looked at me, and she went, so the best thing you could do for her is to leave. And like, so she just did my line, but added it onto her line. And I went, oh shit, that was my line, but she did it, so we're all good. And then I like continued the scene, and then like left the stage. And afterwards I was like, she saved my ass. Like, she absolutely fucking, like that could have been so embarrassing for me if she didn't just improvise that on the spot, but she saved me, and I was so grateful for her, because she like absolutely nailed it, you know. So I know vaguely what that sort of feeling is, but I've never actually had a massive panic thing on stage, luckily. I've had dreams about having panic attacks on stage. Oh, have I had dreams? I've had so many dreams of panic stuff on stage, but never in real life. But yeah, anyway, that's Oshinoko Season 2, Episode 5. It's funny, I always think with Oshinoko, when I start the discussion, I'm like, I don't have that much to talk about this time, so it's not going to be that long a discussion. And then I just keep talking, because the show, it's about fucking acting, and I love it. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, early access, and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.